My name is Evo Heyning. I am co-chair of Open Metaverse Interoperability. I'm a creator and a producer in the Open Metaverse, and I'm here today to speak with you about why the Open Commons and the Open Metaverse matter for our collective thriving. We are interconnected beings by nature, not just as humans. All beings form a vast web of life. The metaverse is a newer realization, an embodiment of that interconnectedness among us. And it includes all of the vastness of our imaginations and our creative potential as beings. It is a 3D landscape. It is a representation with time and interactivity of the realities we inhabit, dream up, and explore. The Open Metaverse is our public space for collaboration. This infinite, digital, and now physical connected space is where we figure things out. And we have a lot to figure out, even among the immediate threats of this moment: climate action, disaster response, 10 million plus stateless people, displaced people all over this planet, refugees, many more joining them as climate disasters escalate worldwide. We understand that this is a complex time, and the Open Metaverse is our place to figure things out. It's our collaboration zone. It's our recovery zone. It's our capacity building free space. It's the infinite potential discovery lab. It's our educational classroom, and it's a petri dish for research and development. Beyond all of the values of play and experimentation, this is our place to discover who we are, who we're going to be, to find our strengths and build communities independent of where we happen to live or what circumstances we might be in this present moment on this planet. So what does the Open Metaverse look like today? We currently have amazing 3D digital spaces. They are often disconnected, impossible to navigate. They're filling up with hundreds of malls and markets, a very disconnected, vast space with very little context that has almost no parks or public spaces. The streets have no names, the addresses make no sense, and they lack 3D context or full addressability. The immersive environment is a vast void. There are few doors, windows, or portals between worlds or experiences. While our art galleries may thrive on one or two worlds, we cannot easily bring our creative works in or out of these worlds without paying a gatekeeper, or without paying gas fees that may prohibit us from creating meaningful value together. Whole scenes, whole worlds will disappear before we figure out the problems of portability and interoperability. These servers become graveyards of great ideas. Collaboration dies in black boxes of data and collections of what we could become. The challenges of interoperability for an open metaverse rub up against our ideas of what is owned and what can be or should be owned, both by individuals and now by decentralized communities. This is an extraordinary time to reinvent what is public, what is open, what can be used by everyone on this planet, no matter what technology tools or infrastructure they may have access to. The open metaverse we are creating is for everyone and requires listening to the needs of vulnerable people, marginalized communities, populations that have not previously been included in designing their own futures. This type of inclusive and autonomous innovation requires a collective leap of faith. We're coming together with a willingness in new ways to deliberate, to collaborate, to discover. Now, as dozens of metaverse companies and organizations chase similar economic goals, we may waste billions to repeat efforts that have already been realized by others. Partnership is a great strength. The greatness we can become is often shortchanged in short attention sales cycles, capitalizing on artificial scarcity while meaningful discoveries and technologies are sold off. Buried as IP from a decade ago gets thrown back into a vault, never to be seen by colleagues. Not our collaborative space. Relatively few of you will choose to fund and develop toward interoperability holistically and plan for open spaces where we can collaborate effectively together. These are the choices ahead of us as we decide what types of open commons we need to thrive long-term. Hundreds of virtual worlds have disappeared in the last few decades. I've lived entire lives as avatars whose art and works will never be recovered. Our collaborations and our partnerships, our work today may suffer the same fate. We currently lack portability, autonomy, self-sovereign identity. Where we were promised open doors, we find ticket booths. A restricted, pay-gate-filled digital world is not the same as an open metaverse. To realize the open metaverse we need to thrive, we will need more common space. We need those parks, not just commercial solutions, but also public, shared, non-commercial spaces where interoperability can be addressed by a wide variety of people and their associated communities and interest groups. We need those libraries, archives, and Git repos to meet the Discord channels of the world, to form layers of connecting tissue for an open metaverse to thrive. We need wayfinding, navigation support systems, publishing support systems in education and in public media, search and discovery tools, better ways of managing self-sovereign identity, and ways to connect our social graph across all worlds and experiences. Value and values go hand in hand. In the open metaverse, when we talk about DAOs and the truly revolutionary aspects of an open metaverse for communities and for human connection, it's in this space where values and value align that we find ourselves generating meaningful new outcomes. This is a promised land, and it's not just a land of PR strategy, and it's not just a dream. It is an infinite opportunity zone that you and we are creating together if we choose to create it. The open metaverse must be held by everyone, created for the benefit and use of everyone, and maintained for all. And there are values we need to uphold: equity, mutual respect for all, honoring heritage, rituals, communities of care as they come together, especially if they've been marginalized, especially if people need to be able to stay anonymous to survive. Anonymity and our ability to be forgotten, or our ability to evolve over time. Rehabilitation and recovery are a part of the public commons as well. Online digital identity management, and that may include many different forms of self-sovereign identity and identity sharing, plurality, as well as anonymity, and the capacity to interact without forcing us to transact. We do not need only a pay-to-play metaverse. Providing pay gates to every corner of the internet will be a road to ruin. And we work toward an open metaverse, not only built on open source code, open standards and protocols, but also honoring the open creative ways we work together, built by inventive communities that have been doing this work for generations. Coming from VRML, coming from the Kronos Group and GLTF, looking ahead at how we share scenes. The folks at Kronos have, over the last few years, defined a widely adopted format for distributing real-time, run-friendly 3D content, being able to export and share whole scenes, whole worlds using WebAssembly. That 3D content will begin to feed the portability we need in order to take our ideas and bring them from one world to the next, to bring them from ideation into action. We will need an open and public metaverse to thrive, to collaborate, and to discover our futures together. Our capacity to meet these growing challenges and escalating timelines requires multimodal remote work, 3D design capacity, implemented with faster turnarounds, and the portability needed to actualize, not only ideate, but to realize our ideas for these coming generations. From all of us at Open Metaverse Interoperability, I am Evo Heyning, and I hope that you will join us to help create this open metaverse for all.